Hello and welcome or welcome back to Yarn Tea and Books. My name is Tasha, and along with my husband, we are the humans behind Frogget Yarns Hand-Dyed Yarns and Mobile Yarn Truck. Welcome if you are a new viewer. We've had quite a few of you subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. And welcome back to all of our returning viewers. It has been 2 weeks. The last time we spoke was before Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. So it's been a while, and I have a lot to catch you up on. So grab your favorite cozy beverage, put it in your favorite mug, and let's chat about it. This week, we're going to talk about all of the finished objects. I finished so many epic things. I'm so happy that these things are off my needles, so I cannot wait to share them with you. We also have an epic finished book that I cannot wait to talk to you about. And just a little bit of shop news. Nothing too major, but we'll chat about all of it. So first things first, let's start with Mugwatch. And today I am enjoying a brand new mug from Seasoned Pottery. And this was in one of her last updates. I love it because it looks like knitting. And I have a fall themed one too that has the knitting with like some fall pictures. But this one was perfect for Christmas and winter. And I am enjoying just my normal chai blend from Adagio. I'm very sad because I ordered my favorite holiday tea, which I think I mentioned in the last episode, which is Candy Cane Crush from David's Tea. Okay, sorry, that was Mr. Frogget. So what, now I've lost my train of thought. So that was Mugwatch. Oh yes, all of the finished objects. So let's get right into it. And we'll start with something small. I finished my Christmas bookshop socks. I had one done. They are both now done. And I've already worn them. I actually had to wash them yesterday so that they were dry for today. But they are done. And I absolutely love them. I think that I love the way that the colors came out and how you get very subtle micro stripes, but not completely because of the way that it's dyed. So they are dyed. That color is in the shop. Available on our merino fingering or our merino DK bases. It is available just as the yarn because the boxes did sell out. I'll talk more about that in shop news, but this colorway is available through Christmas. My next finished object, and if you follow us on socials, you'll already know because I did post pictures, is my Douglas Cardi. This is the Douglas Cardi by Andrea Mowry. This is my second time making this, and I love it. I made a smaller size this time just because my other one is larger. It's supposed to be, you know, a lot of positive ease, but I do find that like right through here, because it is such a dramatic drop shoulder, it creates a lot of extra fabric right here. So I do find that if I have to throw on a coat over top of that other one, it's a lot of extra fabric. So I made the smallest size and she's done. I love the way that the buttons look on the button band and I'm very, very happy. I used our Luxe DK in 5 different colors. So we have Mushroom Bisque, Pressed Petals, Mahogany, Fresco, and Dunfermline Abbey, which is a color from our Scotland collection. And I almost made it with just one skein of each color. I was so bummed because I had to open a second skein of the mushroom bisque, which I really didn't think I would have to do because this is only the cuffs, the hem, and the band and collar. And I barely used any of it. I think I had to do like 2 or 3 inches of the button band, and I ran short. But everything else, this is what I have left of pressed petals. This is what I have left of Dunfermline Abbey. I have not weighed these yet. This is what I have left of Mahogany. And then because I had to rip out one of my sleeves, I had gone too far. I have 2 little balls of Fresco. And then I have, is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that's it. This was the extra little ball of the variegated. So that's all of the yarn that I have left. And I'm not worried about this. This is almost a full skein. I will make, a cute hat for my future grandson. It's the perfect neutral color. So I'm not worried about that. I might even put a couple of stripes in with the other, like a darker color. So that's what I have left from my Douglas Cardi. Yeah, I do love the sweater. I love the construction. I both love and don't love the fact that you have to knit this separate from the sweater. I love it because you don't have to pick up, all the stitches around, and then you get to the other end and you start knitting and you realize, oh shoot, I've picked up too many, or oh shoot, I've not picked up enough, and you have to rip it all back out. So I love the fact that you just knit this separately. You just go and go and go until you think you're almost at the right length. And then you start attaching it, up around. And when you get to the other end, I think when I was done knitting, I was able to attach it to like maybe midway through this last stripe, stopping at like the 56 inches that the pattern recommends. So my guess is my row gauge wasn't perfect on this. I don't care. So all I had to do once I got to here and realized I needed just a few more inches was just knit back and forth. And what's lovely is you can do like 2 or 3 rows, attach it, do 2 or 3 more rows, attach it until you literally get the perfect ending. And you're attaching it, as you're knitting those last few rows, and then you don't have any discrepancies. It's the exact right size. So she is done. You do not have to hear about her anymore, and I'm thrilled about that. So Douglas Cardi is done. Christmas socks are done. I actually still had, I weighed this, I still have 60 grams left of my main color, and I did these a lot longer in the leg than I normally do. I normally do 60 rounds in the leg, not counting my cuff, and I always do 60 rounds in my foot before I start my toe. So I did 80 rounds in my leg, plus the cuff, which is longer than I normally do. And I still have 60 grams left of the main color. And I have 17 grams left of the gold and 6 grams left of the silver. So I could, gosh, I feel like I could definitely get another pair of socks, and they probably wouldn't even have to be shorties. I could probably do my standard, if I only used 40 grams, I could probably do my standard, or still do like 80 more rows. I don't know. I could get a whole other pair of socks out of what's left, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just making it difficult. And then my last finish object, I am so happy. So if you've been following along from the beginning, you know that all year we've been doing book club, and we're dyeing a skein of yarn based on the cover of a book. And there will be more about that in the shop news segment, so make sure you stick around. I have been taking that color each month. I've been keeping a skein of our DK weight plus mini, and I've been making a granny square in each month. And I've been outlining each granny square in our winter white colorway, which is just like a dirty white. Like, it's slightly gray, it's slightly silver, there's still bits of white. It's just not the, you know, the creamy natural base. It's just enough to give it a little bit of pizzazz. But guys, my granny square blanket is done, and I will put in some footage right here of me before I started podcasting. I stood over far away from the camera so that you could see, and I tried to hold up each row so that you could see all 3 months together. But she's done. She's done. I did 3 squares wide, so 1, 2, 3, and then I did 4 squares long, and I love it. So it's going to be hard to show you. Like I said, I put in a video of me showing off the whole thing, but all 12 squares are done. And here is where you will see that the December granny square is finished. So this was our December color for the book of Forbidden Alchemy, which I will talk more about in shop news. But there she is. So pretty. It had a blue, an icy blue mini color to go with the main color, but it's all attached. I'm actually sitting here under it because it's a little chilly in here, but the year-long blanket is done. Cooper, my Boston Terrier, is thrilled that it's done because he's such a blanket baby. So the whole time that I was I actually had to come in to my craft room to sew it all together because there's no way I was going to be able to do it sitting out there with the dogs. So I'm happy that that is done. And that is all of my FOs. So that'll take us to whips. For whips, because I cleared off the needles, and I did that on purpose. I didn't want a lot of lingering whips for December. I wanted to be able to enjoy my Advent socks, enjoy my Advent spinning, and just kind of cozy in and maybe knit a little less and read a lot more. Give my arms a bit of a break. I've been having a lot more hand pain, I think because I was really trying to get everything done. So yeah, no major whips, but I did pull out, well, I didn't pull out on purpose. I actually forgot that I abandoned this. This is the second sock in our Frogget colorway that we did in collaboration with Yarn Hero. So she dyed it and spun it based on our logo. And I am on the foot of the second sock. The first sock's already done. I just need to finish these. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. So I am working on those. And then the only other thing that I'm working on is my Cozy Knitter Advent sock. And I have done this every year since she started, which I think was 2018. I loved the concept. She was the first dyer that I saw and knew about who was doing a self-striping Advent skein where you knit a stripe a day or however you want to do it. And, you know, the thought was by Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, you'd have a pair of socks. So you'd have to do slightly more than a stripe a day, especially with the heel and the toe. And for me, it's just a tradition. Every year when the Advent skein goes on sale, I order it because it is a tradition that I love. So she sends you 2 separate skeins. And so they're already separated for you. You just have to wind them up. So I have each sock in one of these little ball pouches. I got these from Twisted Yarn and Fiber. And I love them because they're super loose, so they don't squeeze your yarn, and they just are a little bit elastic at the top. So I have each sock in a bag so that they don't get twisted up in my project bag. And last night, I am knitting 2 stripes a day because I know I've been doing it so long that I know I have to knit 2 stripes a day, and I don't want to still be knitting socks on Christmas Eve. My tradition is I wear these on Christmas Eve, so they have to be done before then. So I do 2 stripes a day. Now today is December 4th. You're not going to see this till the 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So nothing's spoiled. I do have 6 stripes on. So this is where we started, and she marks the end of the skein. She puts a little sticker that says start here. So I did the cuff, and this is just undyed yarn. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And I did these 2 last night. And this is a little gingerbread person from Kelsey of The Littlest Charm Co. So they're both done. Here's my other one, just for proof. 6 stripes. And this one has a little Christmas tree on there. So they both are just living in these little bags, because in the past I would shove everything in a bag, and then when I pull out one, it would just be all tangled up because they're in there, you know, just bopping about. So I do like that these are kind of holding everything together. So my ball is in there and my working sock. Now I'm guessing once my sock gets longer, it's probably going to be harder to put them in there, but we'll see. So they are both living in this cute little winter bag by Fat Squirrel Fibers. And that is it for whips. Like I said, most of my whips became FOs, and I'm thrilled about that. Absolutely thrilled. So, possible new cast-ons. I have been considering a couple of options because Mr. Frogget got yarn at our last show of the year from our friend Melissa, who is Rising Tide Fiber Co. He bought a skein of yarn in sport weight, and he would like a hat. So I need to sit down with him and have him pick a hat that does not involve all of the ribbing. The last 2 hats I made him were 100% ribbed, and my hands just can't take it right now. My hands are sore. My arms are sore. I have a muscle here in my neck that is sore right now. So I'm trying to take it easy. I'm wearing my braces. I'm trying to be good about all of the things. But I would like to start him a hat. I usually try to make him a hat every winter. And if he picks one that only has a little bit of ribbing at the brim and then the rest is stockinette, that's fine. I can do that. Another possible cast on is the Downbeat sweater by Elizabeth Smith. And I'll pop a picture in here. I bought yarn for this at my local yarn shop, You and Me York. I've already swatched. I could actually make 2 sweaters. They have the same gauge, and I met gauge. But I like this one because it's just a basic, classic top-down raglan. And I think it would be really, really pretty. So I'm considering that. I also have already swatched and have yarn prepped for the No Frills cardigan by PetiteKnit. Again, I'll pop a picture in here. And this is a long, like duster length. I don't think I would make mine that long. I have a sweater currently that I love. It's store-bought that goes like just to my knees. And it's one of my favorite sweaters to wear, but it is really showing that it is one of my favorite sweaters to wear because it's looking rough. So I'd love to replace that with something that I've made and just, you know, send that on its merry way. It has fulfilled its purpose and she's looking rough. So those are possible cast-ons. I'm not gonna push myself to cast on a bunch of things for December. I'm not doing anything with any of my advents other than opening them and enjoying them. I am spinning the one that Brian dyed for me, but I'm not spinning that every day. I do have a good plan, and I have spun up days 1 and 2. So yeah, just little pockets of time. When I spin, it does really aggravate whatever's going on right here. So I usually set a timer, 30 minutes, and then I have to be done with it. So yeah, so that's it for whips, and that'll take us to shop news. For shop news, like I said, the Christmas, December, I forget what we called them, the December book boxes, they are sold out. So thank you to everyone that shared the posts, told a friend, bought one. They sold out mostly on the first day. I think by the second day, there were 2 left. And I posted that there were 2 left and they sold. So they are on their way, if not already in your hands. We sent them out. Most of them went, actually, they all went out on Tuesday. They went on sale Monday the 1st. We had all but 2 taped and labeled and to the post office Tuesday morning. And then when Mr. Froggett came back from his errands Tuesday afternoon, I had sold the last 2. And so he ran them up real quick. So they all went on Tuesday. So some of you might already have them. And if you do, I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait to see you all make whatever you plan to make with the yarn. It is one of my favorite Christmas colors that we've done. I think it's tied for Christmas with My Nomies, which was our Christmas color last year. I'm actually wearing those Christmas socks today. Oops. This was our Christmas with My Nomies color last year, and it came with a red and a green mini. So I am cozied up in those today. But the colorway itself, like I said, is on the website. You can order this on our merino fingering or our merino DK base. And I'll keep that up probably until Christmas, and then I'll take it down because, yeah, like I'll take it down so that we can reset and put new things up for January. Our January, well, let's say our 2026 Lily Pad Club is getting ready to launch. We are continuing with book club. We're calling it book club chapter 2. There was an overwhelming yes to please do another year of books. So that is what we are doing. You guys have submitted so many book covers to be turned into colorways. I'm loving it. In fact, I would say a third of them are all blue. So it's been really, a challenge to print out each one and for me to lay them out for the whole year and, pick and choose the way I want the year to go. Because I do want the colors they're not going to fade. But I do want the colors to be a nice progression, I guess. Just because we have the make along for the bibliophile shawl as an added bonus to do with the club if you want. So January's club pre-order will open December 15th. It's always the 15th, 9 a.m. Kelsey is on board again for charms. And I already have January's. I've seen February's, and she's currently working on March's. And you guys, I hope you want more book charms because we're doing them. So I already have the January sample. It is stunning. I will reveal the book and the charm next week because it is a little early to reveal that. So January Club pre-order color opens December 15th, 9 a.m. Charms go quick. So if you think you want a charm or you know you want a charm, it's best to get your order in when they go on sale. Yeah, so set an alarm. I'm only locked in to a certain number of charms because Kelsey, does not just work for me. She works for herself. She does work for a lot of other makers. So I'm comfortable at the number that we get every month, and that's it. When they sell out, they sell out. The other Christmas colors, our current Christmas collection. So all booked up and all booked for Christmas, and North Pole Book Club. It's been a week. They are also still available on the website. They will also be available, I think, through Christmas. I'll probably pull them down that week of Christmas, just because I won't be dyeing that week. And yeah, I might not be dyeing the next week either. I think I'll be shipping orders if they come in, but I'm not going to do any extra dyeing. So you can get all three of the Christmas colors through Christmas. We'll just say that. All of our Advent extras did sell, so thank you all so much for spreading the word on that. And if you got one, I hope that you are loving those. We are doing December daily videos on Instagram, Facebook, and here on YouTube on the Shorts channel, where I am opening just the Frogget Advents. If you want to see my personal Advents, I am opening those in our Vlogmas episodes. And so I am filming Vlogmas episodes. I am not filming and uploading every single day. I don't have the capacity for that. But I did just post the first 3 days last night, Wednesday night, as a surprise. So yeah, I'm going to film little clips of each day. And as I'm, putting them into my editing software and editing them and seeing the time that the video is, getting to, then I'll decide, okay, this next video is already at 30-ish minutes. I'm going to stop it there and upload it. So they won't be on a schedule. They will be very random. So just make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the little bell, and then you'll get a notification when a new episode pops up. So that's that. The Bibliophile shawl pattern, Rachel said she will release that on Ravelry right around the same time that January's pre-order goes live. So I will reach out to her and let her know that the pre-order for January's color will go live on the 15th, and she should be able to release the first month's pattern section of the pattern for that as well. So if you want to knit along and make the shawl, you can. I am actually going to, I forgot about that. I'm going to add that to my list to wind up my yarn and cast on for that. I'm not going to try and have it done before January like I did with the granny squares. But I think I might try to knit along with you all each month. And I think that's it. I think that's it for shop news. So that'll take us to book chat. And for book chat, you guys, the last time we talked, I was in the middle. I don't know how far I was. I was reading Alchemized by Senlin Yu. I have finished it. I finished it before the end of November. I will say, for me, one of my top 10 favorite reads of all time. It is dark. It is gory. It is slightly, I don't know if I want to say horror because I don't read horror. If I was reading horror, I would think that's what some of this would be. It was hard to read, okay? These, you know, it involves war. It involves, obviously magic. Yes, there's a love story. Is this romantasy? Hell no. Anyone who's labeling this as romantasy is wrong. I'm sorry. This is not romantasy. Their relationship is not built on love and trust and good vibes. It is very tortured. It is very complicated. Their relationship is extremely complicated. It was amazing. I loved the writing. I loved the storytelling. Yeah. Overall, I loved it. Like I said, one of my favorite books, top 10 of all time. If I had to change anything about this book, it would literally be like one sentence at the very, very end. So that's why I'm still saying it's top 10, because it's literally in the like after the epilogue. Like it's literally in like the last paragraph of the epilogue where two characters have a moment that I feel was a little bit ick. But other than that, and like I said, I can overlook that because, you know, for 1,023 pages, it was perfection. If you have not read this, and you think that you can read this, I highly, highly recommend it. It really was that good, but definitely check your trigger warnings. There is, you know, non-consent in here. There is torture. It's dark. When they say it's dark fantasy, it is dark fantasy. It is not romantasy. There is a love story, but it is not flowers and butterflies, people. So, very good. I'm so glad that I read it. Yeah, it will go on the shelf with, you know, my other favorite books that I've ever read. So, that's enough about that. Our November book for club, Dreamslinger, I could not read. Listen, when I finished this, I don't think I read anything for 2 weeks. A little bit of a slump after reading this because it was so good. Nothing else lived up to it. Nothing else sucked me in. I tried multiple times to get back into our November book pick, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I will never force myself to read anything. And I thought, okay, that's fine. I'll give my brain a break. This was a lot to take in. I think my brain just needed to finish processing it and then move on. So I did start our December book of Forbidden Alchemy, and I love it. I am this far in. I am 163 pages in, and let me tell you, this is good. So I hope you're reading along with us. There is a thread now on the Discord. I was a day or two late making that, but it's up now. So yeah, I'm having a great time with this. It's a unique story. I'm loving where it's going. Yeah, I'm having a good time. So that's our December book pick. And then I wanted to share my December TBR for the rest of the month. So these are some of the books that I want to try to get to. One of them is a definite. So we'll start with that one. This one is a definite. Good Spirits by B.K. Borison. Now, you guys know I'm not a fluffy romance rom-com reader, but this one involves an actual ghost. So I'm calling that paranormal, right? So, and I've heard great things that it's like one of the best, you know, Christmas reads out there. It's such a good story. So I'm hoping to maybe read this like the week of Christmas, or, you know, just a few days before. I don't think it's going to take very long. It's only 370 pages, but that's a definite. The other one that I would like to get to is Hollow Thorn by Kaylin Josephson. I read Ravenfall back in October and loved it. So this is the next one. This one takes place, I think, around Hanukkah and Christmas. So yes, I read Ravenfall. And so this is book 2. And this is just a fun middle grade series. I really enjoyed the first one. It involves witches and warlocks, and it's a good time. Plus we have the Christmas Bookshop. This was the book that was included in our December book boxes. So I would love to read this as well. Jenny Colgan. I know that, excuse me, I think it takes place in Scotland. Yeah, it takes place in Edinburgh. So I'm always down for a good Scotland-based book. And then kind of a wild card in this is a fantasy Christmas book. Listen, I don't find a lot of fantasy holiday books, but this one I did find. It's called Winterfrost Market, Tales of Midwinter Haven. I think there's actually a second one. So we'll see. She's like a magic tea maker or something. I don't know. That's a maybe. That's a if I get to it. So that's the book stack for December, plus finishing our December book pick, which I don't think will be a problem because I am flying through that. I'm shutting down all devices every night at 9 o'clock. No more YouTube, no more Instagram, no more Facebook. Turning everything off and spending that last hour and a half before we go to bed just reading. And you would be amazed how much time or how much book you can get through when you're not being distracted by all the other things. So 9 o'clock, I turn off the laptop, put the phone away, and I just read. For that last hour and a half before bed, I find that it helps me wind down, get sleepy. Sometimes it can have the opposite effect because if it's a good book, I don't want to put it away, but I'm trying to just be good. And at 10:30, when, you know, Brian is starting to turn off the TV and take the dogs out for their last bathroom break, then yeah, I finish what I'm reading and go to bed. So I think that's it. I guess officially I've DNF'd Dreamslinger. I'm going to leave my bookmark in. I mean, I think I maybe got 20 pages in. And I'll just have to swing back around to it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, like I said, I couldn't read anything after finishing Alchemized. It was just such a hard-hitting story that I think I just needed some time to just process it. So, I think that might be all I have for you. Like I said, I am posting every day little quick, 2 to 3 minute videos on our socials and on shorts of just opening our Frogget Yarns Advents. And then I'll post the Vlogmas episodes as they come available. So I'll film for a couple of days, edit it, see where it's at, and pop it up. So make sure you're subscribed. give this video a like if you like what you see. Yeah, I hope that you'll stick around. If you're a new viewer, we'd love to have you. It's going to be a fun 2026. And yeah, so I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I'll still podcast next week. I'm not sure how much more there'll be to talk about, but if not, maybe it'll just be a Vlogmas episode. We'll see. We'll see. But all that to say, thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope that you all have an amazing week and are having an amazing weekend. Please remember to take care of yourselves, take care of each other, be kind, especially during this season. And I will see you right back here next week, same time, same place. And until then, happy making. Bye.